The perhaps if someone's wondering, well, why was I born with brown hair, and why am I a man, and why am I gay, and this is a punishment, or this is to get out of that, to understand that yes, there's a reason that you are what you are in this lifetime, and that it is serving a purpose, and that
it is potentially a good purpose.
It is potentially. I think it's almost always a good purpose.
Ideally, it's a good purpose.
Ideally, it's a good purpose.
Because of some of our contexts, there are sometimes painful or negative experiences that come along. Those experiences don't necessarily make it bad. They just mean someone's not responding to it in an empowering fashion.
Yes, with even more than lenses of the lifetime, the coloring of societal attributes that just really put great burdens upon people in life. You know, to conform, the burden to conform is just, it's pretty powerful.
But to even be open to the possibility of past lives, first thing is to start thinking outside the box.
Yes.
The box meaning society's expectations that what we see now is, quote, all there is. Heaven forbid. I've never been able to live with the notion that what we can see, touch, taste, feel, smell, etc., is the limit of all there is. I think we're getting more and more into an age in which most people would say, no, there's more than just physical. That's not hard to show. And in all of our exploration of what's out there beyond the physical, maybe exploration in its infancy, it's still well worth doing. And there's still wonderful things to discover and to integrate into our understanding of who and what we are, what we're becoming.
And if you're a curious being,
which is a good thing to be.
It's a good thing to be. Then it's how wonderful to go through life with a sense of being an adventurer, an explorer, and that
not a conqueror, but an adventurer,
yes.
an explorer.
Yes.
An international whatever ambassador.
Yes.
Bringing the best of you and the best of your species and the best of your belief system to whatever you encounter.
And it takes a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. It's a lifetime of working on it. From your understanding, and maybe you can tell me some of the things that contributed to that understanding. We made some comments earlier about soul material, and the idea of does reincarnation happen cross-species? You know, is somebody going to come back as a dog or an elephant or whatever? On a light note, I heard somebody joke once, if reincarnation is true, then Jesse Helms is coming back as a black lesbian. Delightful to think of, but the point being, which suggests that the logic behind reincarnation is so that the soul can experience all the different ways of being. Is that the primary reason?
You know, it's a piece of the primary reason. The question of whether you cross species with reincarnation, there are religions that believe that is true. So depending on what your religion is, that may well indeed be true for you. My experience has not been that.
Meaning the clients you've worked with?
The clients I've worked with
hasn't been any incidents of...
No dogs, no elephants.
No human coming back as anything other than another human?
Correct. I have had humans in other planes of existence, and I don't mean an afterlife experience. I mean on other planetary sorts of different dimensions. I've had that experience.
It's not even, what you're trying to describe is not even that they were on other planets within our solar system.
Right.
It was simply an entirely different way of being.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, and I really
I'm
can't
told
sign.
mathematically they can prove the existence, if you're into higher math, they can prove the existence of 10 dimensions. But that each dimension higher takes more energy to get to, such that to access the higher dimensions takes more energy than all the power plants on Earth could generate. It's mathematical equations, but it's interesting that someone came up with the idea that the possibility is there. If there's truth to it, you know, we basically live in a three-dimensional world.
Right.
Length, height, and depth, I guess you'd call it. Or width, height, and length, however you want to describe it, but 3 dimensions. If it's possible that there are higher dimensions, you know, somebody who lives in 6 dimensions instead of 3, I don't really know what the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensions are like, but I see no reason to insist they can't exist.
And the possibility that those dimensions are existing simultaneously with ours, that we don't have the capacity to.
Yeah, I've had some people suggest that time was the 4th dimension. You know, that you can be in the same place, but if you're there at a different time, you won't see each other.
Time is crazy because time exists in our dimension, but
May not exist.
It doesn't
in other.
exist in others. It's a
Okay.
construct of our world, and Einstein can explain it much better than.
Well, I didn't mean to get off subject, but all this comes into play as we're trying to get a broader understanding of what reincarnation might be.
Right, and not to confuse people by taking out the element of time, but indeed, time is a construct and does not exist outside of our awareness of time, so the very idea of past life is kind of false.